Good evening, fellow modelers, and welcome to the inaugural video of the Georgia Sun Belt. One warning and caution, let you know that there's a rookie behind the camera, so watch this video at your own risk. Right now what you're seeing is one leg of the Georgia Sun Belt / Norfolk Southern. Over here is a couple of industries. A pellet industry, and the one you see in the foreground, I'm not sure what I'm going to call that right now. It can take loads on the inside. The track runs inside the building, so it can take loads on the inside, so I'm not sure what I want to call that. I do want to raise these up ½ inch so that they can be easily loaded on and off. Found this ½ inch phone. It's the white stuff. Don't particularly care for it. I wanted to try it out to see if it would cut nicely. Yeah, it doesn't. Can't find the blue stuff or the green stuff in ½ inch in my little southern town of Leonardtown, Maryland. So I'm going to have to venture out someplace at a different Lowe's or Home Depot or something to see if I can get the other stuff that would be better to raise these up to the level I want them. The track the railroad ends on this end right here. I'll explain about that a little bit later. But as we go around the railroad, you can see there's the main and a siding and the industry spurs here. Over here is going to be a small town, crossroads, hole in the walls we call them in southern Georgia. It's going to have a church, a restaurant, and maybe a couple more buildings. There's going to be a road that's going to come, a highway that's going to come across here under a couple of bridges over here that I'll get to. It's going to come across here and into this little town and kind of go back into the backdrop here. It's going to be a junction, another highway here that's going to cross over and in here. And I'm going to pretend that that road comes back or continues around, and it's going to re-enter the layout over here and cross the line over here. Over here along the track, though, this depressed area is just going to be a pond area I'm just going to make, and it's just going to have a couple small little southern homes here, a couple of homes here, and a trailer, things like that. This line is actually lower than the upper line. The upper line, I'll explain a little bit more as I get around the other side, is actually the Georgia Sun Belt, and I'm calling this line as the Norfolk Southern line. This line goes around and climbs up a 2.5% grade as it goes around, and it kind of levels out right along there where you see those locos over there. The upper level back here is part of the Georgia Sun Belt. This industry back here, I'm going to call it Mid-South Container. When I was a kid in high school, growing up, I worked at Mid-South Container in Augusta, Georgia. They make cardboard boxes for diapers, washing machines, things like that, for shipping those products. It's going to be boxcar loaded from the inside. They can go inside, and I'm going to put some tanks and things on the outside so I can have some tank cars come up for chemicals, ink, or whatever they use to also, and processing the boxcars. This line here, which is a Georgia Sun Belt line, there's going to be a bridge across here. I think you may have saw it maybe early in the video against the wall over there. This will be the bridge to nowhere. Then this right here where you see this cardboard, this is actually my template, if you want to call it, for a highway. It's going to be another highway bridge across the railroad also to nowhere. This highway is going to continue around and curve a little bit and go into the backdrop area over here. There's going to be another small town over here, a few buildings, typical southern small town. Excuse me. Got to fix that hole in the layout over there, no problem. This line is it's a double line. It goes all the way around. It's basically a passing siding. I made it, and on right about there, it goes back into a single track. And let me get a better view of it from this way. Hopefully you guys aren't getting dizzy yet. Move this down. You can see the line. The line here goes around. There's a siding. There's another siding here that feeds the propane industry, and another siding here for pulpwood industry. This area right here, that's going to be a pond. And this is my mosquitoes that is going to be at the pond, to service the fishermen and things like that. There's a stream that feeds the pond that goes along here, along the railroad, and comes out here. Originally I was going to do a bridge there, but I decided I'll just make a wide area and build some culverts to bring the water up under the railroad there. So what you're looking at here in the foreground is the Norfolk Southern line, and then the background back there is the Georgia Sun Belt line. They eventually come together, junction, merge, whatever you want to call it. Over here, you can see the Georgia Sun Belt line coming in from the left, into the siding, and there's a there's a crossover behind that cement industry back there. You can't really see it, but it crosses over, and so that if I needed to, I can get over to the Norfolk Southern line, which is this line here. This is a area that I'm still debating on what I'm going to do here. I do want to put aggregate cement industries over here. I actually stopped the Norfolk Southern line. You can see there's some cork that comes around. It just ended there. The track actually ends at that switch back there until I decide how I want to lay this out. I'm working on my track plan to actually figure that out. I had a track plan, but as I start building things change. The Georgia Sun Belt line is in the back. It goes along the backdrop here. And over in this area, it's going to be like a little town area. As you can see, there's some typical southern older brick buildings I'm going to put there for a little small town, and some backdrop buildings. That line is going to continue around. Right now it's ending somewhere here, right? But it's going to continue around where you see this unfinished bench work coming into here. I am debating on exactly how I want to do that, what I want to do there. I like kaolin. I want to put a kaolin industry. I want to put a lumber industry. And I kind of want to have like a little staging yard area for also. So I'm debating on which one I should do there. I'm kind of leaning toward one of the industries mainly. Originally, this was going to continue around, go around all the way back into around that wall, come across here, around to that wall, and come back into the area where I showed you that the railroad ended. But as you can see, I lost real estate, kids with Xbox and Wii over here, and some chairs. And over in that area there, I ended up losing real estate to wait for my son, who is now in college, who is now in boot camp in Fort Benning. He's in ROTC and Virginia National Guard. And so he's in boot camp this summer, and AIT training and air assault training, and down to do all that stuff. But that's not model railroad news, I guess. Also have an older daughter too, who's in college. She'll be home this weekend, and a younger daughter. So 3 kids. So that's why it's taking me so long to do anything with this railroad. As far as front end equipment, there's things I've been collecting over the years. See if I can zoom in a little bit on this. These are some Atlas units, a couple of Georgia Railroad units. I have the sister unit to that one, the GP40. I have 2 of those. I've got 2 of these SD40-2 GATXs. Those are Intermountain units. I got 3 or 4 of these BLI SD40 Broadway Limited, Broadway Limited SD40-2s, and I have a pair of these HCLX Bowser units. That's got to be the nicest real engine I think I have. That thing is heavy. And I've got this one unit, this 170 ACE, which is a lot newer than everything else, and I bought it for nostalgic reasons. Quit jumping. My grandfather worked on the original Savannah and Atlanta Railroad in southern Georgia when they built it through Jefferson Burke, Warren County. He was a Gandy dancer, so I bought that for nostalgic reasons. Also have a couple of these, ooh, sorry guys. This is not going good right now. I told you I was a rookie. A couple of these, well, what do you call these? BP iron ore? I think that's what they're called. Units. I bought them maybe to patch them out to GSB units. I mean, I thought it was a cool paint scheme. That's why I really got them, because I really liked them. I've got a pair of those. And I haven't gotten into the, these are Broadway Limited units also. Haven't gotten into the scale train stuff that everybody's raving about. Don't have any scale train engines or scale train box cars, but I got quite a few exact rails. You know, some Walthers, some Intermountain, some, what else I got? Walthers and Atlas, some Atlas units also. Over here, that's where I make my mess at, you know, when I'm building buildings and learning how to weather stuff and things like that. That's where I do that over there. There's stuff stacked over there. There's some more units over there. I got some Broadway Limited C30-7s over there too. I didn't put up here on the layout. Over there, I've got bookshelf with box cars on them. And there's stuff in all these containers, buildings, box cars, things like that. So that's a tour of the Georgia Sun Belt right now. This is where I stand. Most of the track has been wired. I mean, when I say wired, I have dropped feeders through all of it, but I have not run the bus lines. I have run the engines, some of the engines on the track. All I did was hook up a power pack to the we're using a pair of alligator clips, or whatever you call them, to the track, and just ran them on there with some trains just to see how things work, to be sure that everything ran smoothly. But that is a Georgia Sun Belt right now. But if anybody want to give me any advice on which way I should go, kaolin, wood industry, or just a plain old regular yard over there with maybe an engine facility, just, you know, shoot me a line and say what you think. But anyhow, that's where I am right now, trying to get this thing, something done on it. It's gonna take me a while just to get this far, even this first video, as you can see. So that's about it for now. Hopefully I get better at making these videos, won't make you guys dizzy, can talk a lot more clearly so that you can understand me, and etc., etc., etc. Have a good night.